Stage 1 crack repair. First thing you want to do is the preparation. As for a crack, if there's a thermal crack, you may not be able to see it certain times of the day. So as a best practice, if you highlight where the crack is with a pencil before you cut in, you know then you're not going to lose and go offline with the crack. The material, just your weberpral M, nice clean buckets, external PVA, 2 mixing containers, measuring jugs, one for dry, one for wet, blank cartridges, mastic gun, a nice small scraper, a nice firm bristled brush, a small tool and a small gauger, bucket of water and your bucket for cleaning in. Got to ensure you're taking it back to the substrate and you open it up a minimum of 6mm. If it's not open sufficient enough for the material to go in, then there's no integrity to the material that's going in and it would reoccur. Again, reflective cracking. This is an issue with the substrate due to the lack of movement control or mortar bed reinforcement. It's basically a mirror of a fault that's coming through from the substrate. Right, so once she's cut out, you've got your materials, you've got your bucket to mix in, you've still got your dry one, you've got mastic gun. Obviously that's plenty, that's at 500, that's 600mm. We'll mix up a little bit extra just to show the mixing consistency of it. You mix it, you want it to a ready bread consistency, which is thin enough to go through the gun, but thick enough to hold its own body. So I would say like a nice porridge. take the bucket with you just in case of any spills. Start at the bottom and gently work your way up, ensuring that you go right to the back of the cut, and be wary of the overspill on the sides. Again, if you're starting from the bottom, it's still wet enough to take right in, and by starting the bottom you know you're not going to get no slump, so you know you're filling up the crack. Yeah, we've left this now for 40 minutes. You see it's quite a touch dry. The longer you leave the repair, same principle as the render, the lighter the shade the repair work will be. As we could say with any repair work, you can guarantee line of plane and consistency and texture, but you could never give a guarantee on the colour shade variance due to drying times and scrape times. Right, when you're doing any scratching back, always work out of your edge first, because that's the first place is going to dry. And then in a nice slow circular motion, not too big, just gently scrape. If you think you've made it a little bit thick, take a little bit of highest point off first. Don't take it off in one because you might pull out. And once you've got a start, if you go in close to that, you can actually see that you've still created the same texture as the existed. The shade variance, that will blend in because this is still wet. Over time you may blend so you may not see, but if you're not happy with the shade variance due to scrape time, you could then paint dual elevation with a Weber Silk P to give a more uniform finish.